Okay, this is the update for the update. I'm going to show you some crazy shit on this motor that people just don't know. Okay, on the back side of the motor here, you're going to see some blue paint and a number. Okay, and then underneath the head, on each side, there's a puck, a silver puck. Like right here, a silver puck. Right there. See that silver puck there?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So now the reason for the silver those is that when you buy a used motor, they know that you're going to try to screw it up. So the number one thing to screw it up is overheating it. Now, everybody wonders how in the hell these guys know it overheated when you go in there and it's full of water and everything. Those are two temperature sensors. The blue will go right, lose color and just disappear. And the two silver pucks on the other side will melt around 230, 220, 230, and they'll fall off. Now, if you go back for warranty and they're not there, sorry, baby. So that's the story on them things. That's what those are for. And for you people down south, right here, underneath here, you'll see a little goofy thing right here. That's a block heater. And what that is, a little element in Canada and anything north of Denver, it's got a little heating element in it. You plug it in the wall and it keeps the motor hot for you. That's what it is. Now, very important with them is that when you buy the block heater, you get the instructions and it tells you where to put it. Left, 1, 2, 3, 4, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if it's not in the right spot, it won't work. Like on a Honda 1200, if you don't put it in the right spot, it won't do nothing. Zilch. You might as well take it and throw it in the garbage. But that's what that is, a block heater. Now, the other thing is every time you look around, you think, oh, that truck's just a C. That's an old 150 truck. Well, I'm going to break that bubble for you. Now, this is an 06 motor, and this is an 08 motor. And there's the spark plugs out of it. This is the 08, and that's the 06. Now, we just bought brand new friggin' spark plugs for it, and they won't work in this because we need these spark plugs. Now, Ford never had a problem, so they'll never admit this. This is what they call a two-piece plug. When they broke off, what had happened is collar would let go, and this would stick in the head. You have to take your Lyle tool and pull it out. Well, lo and behold, Mr. Ford engineer says, why don't we just make one-piece plug? And then we don't have an issue. So that's why you don't have a problem anymore, is because they changed the plugs. But see, they made such a small hole in it that they have to use a small plug. And no, you can't take this out of your lawnmower and put it in there, it won't work. So that's one of the things. Now, the other thing was on this is that it's kind of funny, but see this great big, what is it, about a 16 millimeter bolt or 15 millimeter bolt? You know what that does? Holds on the dipstick for the transmission. I know, so if you're ever worried about your tranny falling out in the road, it ain't gonna happen. Because that there is holding it in. That plug there. So now even the oil pans are different. So we're hoping that, the only other thing is the oil level in the oil pan. So I'm hoping that we can get away without it. Some oil levels don't really make any difference. They don't even register unless it's super low. So I'm hoping it won't register or do anything. So, or we have to change the oil pan too. We're not going to do that till later because all we have to do is take that cross member out there and we can take the oil pan down, which is not a big deal. It's just a day's work, that's all. If you look on a torque converter, you see that yellow spot, that paint spot. Now what this is I know people want to think that everybody that works at the factory is a licensed mechanic, but they're not. These things Henry Ford made millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars by doing things fast. Oh, Johnny, don't worry about it. Just line up the 2 spots. That's all you need to do. So that's what they do. When they get the engine transmission from whoever builds it for it, they got an orange spot on the torque converter and they got an orange spot on the flywheel. So you match it up. Now, sometimes it don't make a hell of beans difference. All it really is a reference spot. You can put them in any way you want, but just for simplicity and don't have no issues, just line the spots up. It doesn't really make any difference, but just do that. So you line them spots up. Now, the other thing is this water tube is a pain in the ass because it hits on the bell housing going in, but we just sort of bent it down a bit and I think we're good. So remember I said that the parts dismantler places cut all the ends off the plugs, so we had to take that all apart to put new plugs on there. So we're just cleaning it up, putting plugs in it. Very important, very, very, very important. Everybody's gonna say you're crazy or nuts. If you take the intake off, that's a garbage motor. You don't give a shit about that one, that's garbage. This is a new motor. When you take the intake off, the first thing you do before you even put it on the ground is clean that and put tape on it so that nothing falls in that motor. Because you could be working away and something will fall in there, you don't know it. You tape up the holes. Any orifice that you're gonna put something in, you tape it up. I don't care what it is, tape it up. It's just, that's the way it is. Because you drop a nut down there, you don't know it. You start up, bang, 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 bang. What do you gotta do? Pull the motor over. That's all you can do. So that's a couple ideas. We've got the motor mounts on. We've got all that stuff on. So we should be good to go here pretty soon. And hopefully it'll go in. They usually go in better than they come out. So it came out pretty damn good. So I don't know. But yeah, just a little stuff like that. And then we'll clean the front off again. And so that it goes back in. All these sensors. Now all his sensors in his engine was good. So my impression is stick with what works. Now, I know Ed had this motor running. That's not a question. But it's just that we know for a start we never had no codes on his engine at all. So we know all the crank positioning sensor, all that stuff works. And they put new actuators in it, which we still have if anybody needs a set of actuators, get a hold of Dean. He's got a spare set, plus a set of spark plugs for an 06 Ford. Brand new. They only fired once, I think. So, yeah, we've got a brand new set of spark plugs. So, if you're interested in the spark plugs, just let me know, and I'll let Dean get a hold of you. Brand new set. They're like $30 each or something. But they're no good to now. But yeah, that's just a couple things while you're thinking about this, because and this is a rocket scientist, kids. Anybody can do this. You don't need to be a goofball, idiot, asshole like me. Anybody can do this. It's just time and labor. So we got about maybe 8 hours, 10 hours in this thing already. It's really not a bad job, really, because it is fairly easy to get out. Because the good thing about the Ford, Ford always used a 6-bolt transmission. So you only got 6 bolts to hold the tranny in. 6 bolts, 4 torque converter bolts, you're out of there. So, and for some reason, I don't know what it is, they're easy to get at, which is scary. The only one that's really an issue is this one right here. Other than that, it's not bad. Like these two you can get from the top before you put the intake in. So, I'm not seeing any foreseen problems, but we'll see how it goes. They're like close, but there's differences, right? So hopefully we have no more problems and we'll get on from them. Thank you very much.